Hey guys, thanks for joining me here today. In today's video, I'm going to be discussing 5 coping strategies when you're in stressful situations when you're autistic. I would be super grateful if you could give my video a thumbs up and subscribe if you're interested in watching all my future autism and lifestyle videos. Okay, so when you're autistic, I'm sure we can all agree that our senses are often heightened, which means we feel pain a lot more than neurotypical people and get increased anxiety in stressful situations. This is because our brains do not know how to cope in these kinds of situations, and so we often end up having a meltdown as we just cannot cope. So I have been in a few scary situations over the last year, including having root canal done at the dental hospital, 2 transvaginal ultrasounds and a smear test. And sometimes, as awful as they are, we have to have horrible things done, whether we like it or not. And so I decided to make this video with 5 things that can help autistic people in stressful situations. So first up, we have headphones. Now sadly, I cannot wear headphones myself, as I have an inner ear condition and the vibration from headphones gives me vertigo. However, listening to your favourite music in scary situations I think is a brilliant idea. It would be like an escape. You can drain your thoughts and just focus on the music. It really helps take your mind to another place. Headphones would especially be beneficial whilst having fillings at the dentist, so you don't have to listen to that dreaded noise of the drill. I remember years ago I actually did wear headphones when I had a brain MRI scan, as it was supposed to be very loud, but my hearing is terrible anyway, so I cannot confirm that. You had a choice of music of what you wanted to listen to, and I chose Disney, and all I can remember is it being Snow White music. Now, this is a strategy that works really well for me. So when you're preparing yourself for a really daunting situation, say you're going to the dentist or you've got to have an operation at the hospital. Imagine your favourite character coping in that situation. It can be anyone from a fictional character, a superhero, or even a celebrity. So for me, it's Sonic the Hedgehog. And in daunting situations, I think, yeah, Sonic would cope with that, no problem. It's only a filling. Imagine Sonic causing a fuss. I mean, it would help, of course, if you had a favourite character to look up to for this to work, but if you have, I think it's a great coping strategy. Because if Sonic can cope with being beaten up by Eggman's robots without a scratch, then you can definitely cope with a dentist or doctor's appointment, or whatever scary situation you're in. They will be proud of you in the end when you've had it done. Now this one is one of my biggest coping techniques in scary situations. It might not work for everyone, but it definitely works for me. So this is more of an autism sensory thing, and no one in the medical environment ever understands it. Whenever I have to have something scary done, I wear a shield, and that shield is my big coat, the thickest coat I can find, and gloves. I mean, if it's summer, then gloves may look a little out of place, but otherwise a coat would do nicely. It helps me a lot. It's like a barrier that you wrap yourself up in, and it's like to protect you from the pain. It may not physically take away painful procedures, but it still helps me. And every single time people ask me if I'm going to take my coat off as I might faint, and I'm like, no, this is my protection. And I hate when they have all the windows open or a fan on. I would rather them keep the warm in, as I like to be as warm as possible when I'm anxious. In an ideal world, I would have my blanket with me to wrap myself up in, but that would be kind of heavy to take with me. Now, this is something that I don't personally do, but I feel that it would be very helpful for many autistic people. Taking your favourite plush toy or whatever object you find comforting with you in difficult situations would be a huge comfort. It doesn't matter how old you are. You can be young or old. If it helps you during daunting situations, then that's all that matters. You can squeeze or hug them when you feel pain, because it's honestly good to squeeze something when you're anxious. I used to hold the assistant's hand whilst having a filling, and I would literally squeeze her hand. And last but not least, stimming! Now, stimming is another fantastic way to regulate your emotions in scary situations, as people with autism find it difficult to process pain. So when we struggle to cope, then we stim. Now, this may come in the form of hand flapping, or maybe even rubbing or patting your legs, or maybe even verbal stimming. For me, I verbally stim when I'm in medical environments having procedures done. I'll either go do 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 do, or I'll sing something funny or make funny noises, and as the pain gets worse, then I'll start getting louder and louder. It's definitely a good coping strategy for me. Alright, so we've come to the end of this video. I'd love to know what your coping strategies are in stressful situations. Please let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching. See you soon.